What's good? What's good? We're back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Today, I'm going to react to another batshit crazy story where they've declared a state of emergency in Massachusetts and asked people to house illegal immigrants in their houses. Before we get into that, though, let me give you a word from promopalace.biz.
Promotion? Then look no further than Promo Palace LLC, your one-stop shop for all music promotion services. Services include Spotify playlist pitching, YouTube video promotion, record pool promotion, blog placements, radio airplay promotion, SoundCloud promotion, and much more. With over 2,000 customers and over 10 years of experience in online promotion, Promo Palace LLC is a company you can trust. For more info, please go to promopalace.biz. See you there.
That's right. You heard a beautiful lady. If you need online marketing promotions for your music, product, brand, or service, you see it scrolling below. Get marketing and promotions at promopalace.biz. I'm going to get into this batshit crazy story. I really can't wrap my head around this one right here. This is crazy. Let's get into it.
We need leadership from President Biden, period. Democrats are looking bad right now in New York State, and that's unacceptable when we have to win at least 4 congressional seats to take back the House. So hopefully the president is listening.
I would argue they're looking bad across the board and not just New York State, and you can't really depend on a incompetent president who could barely even walk. Let's keep it moving.
Your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family. You can contact the Brazilian Worker Center for more information on how you can step up if you're willing to have an additional family be part of your family.
Healy declare a state of emergency.
Yeah, thanks for having me. The state of emergency was declared yesterday because the shelter system in Massachusetts is at a breaking point. The kind of dual crises of, the influx of migrants coming into Massachusetts seeking a better life, and the housing crisis and the, reason people just can't afford to rent here has created a overburdened system.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. On this episode of You Get What You Vote For, which is my favorite segment to do because it shows people, hopefully people that are watching my channel, that voting Democrat, voting liberal, voting progressive leads to chaos, right? There are dire consequences for voting for the extremist Democrat Party, okay? Because they are a party of extremists, okay? Almost all policy issues, they are extreme. They're extreme on crime. They're extreme on economics. They're extreme when it comes to foreign policy. They're extreme when it comes to immigration, okay? The Biden administration damn near supports open borders, right? Wide open borders, because they told the illegals, come to the United States. We can take care of you, right? And the woke progressives in these liberal cities, these sanctuary cities, also say, hey, come. We can take care of you, right? Thinking that these migrants would just stay in red states. Oh, Texas, Arizona, Florida, they'll deal with it, right? We'll never actually really have to deal with this problem, right? But we're going to virtue signal for votes, okay, by basically talking about how much we love and care about migrants.
Let me stop right there. That's all this is about. Votes. Trying to bring these people in, legalize them, and turn them into votes. That's all it's about. Like he said, this isn't about like them trying to do this out of the kindness of their heart. It's all about politics, all about votes.
The truth is that liberals are now some of the loudest when it comes to being anti-illegal immigration. now that Texas, Florida, Arizona, some of these red states have decided to transport the border to the liberal cities, okay? Because now they are sending illegals to sanctuary cities like Chicago, New York, blue states like Massachusetts, okay? Who, you know, have now declared a state of emergency due to the...
And let me chime in real quick about them sending them to liberal states and cities, as they should. Like, you know, America doesn't get to say, oh, we want open borders, but only make it a issue and a problem for the border states. That's no, you don't get to do that. And that now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. Pay back some motherfucker. That's what this is. Taste your own medicine, pay back some motherfucker. Now the shoe is on the other foot. And let's see how they like it.
Influx of migrants, okay? It's so bad in Massachusetts that the governor, okay, this is a state that overwhelmingly voted Democrat. They voted for Biden, okay? This is a Democrat state. They're now begging citizens to house the migrants, okay, to let illegals into their homes so that illegals can eventually take their jobs. Take a look.
Today, declaring a state of emergency in response to the uptick of migrants arriving in Massachusetts. The influx has pushed the shelter system to its capacity. 22 News Data's reporter Ellen Fleming explains the impact being felt statewide.
The migrant crisis has now turned into a migrant emergency as the state's shelter system is being pushed to the brim to house those arriving to the Bay State. Today, Governor Moore.
Let me stop for a second. So a crisis and is it an emergency? Those aren't the same thing. A crisis and an emergency. Pretty much the same thing. If it was already a crisis, then it was already an emergency.
Healy announced a state of emergency with the rising number of migrant families arriving in Massachusetts and the lack of shelter in the state. Currently, there are almost 5,600 families or over 20,000 individuals in state shelter. This number is 80% higher than it was last year at this time. In a letter, Healy points to federal policies on immigration and work authorization, inadequate production of affordable housing, and the end of COVID-era food and housing security programs as all reasons to why the migrant emergency is only getting worse. During today's news conference, Healy stressed that expediting work authorizations is of the most importance.
We do need action from the federal government and the federal administration in terms of expediting work authorizations. People are anxious to work. We know there are employers around this state, across industries, who are looking for that workforce.
Yeah, of course they are, because they could pay them a lot less money than Americans and save a lot of bucks. And this is the thing. If jobs are already limited across the board, like where are these jobs going to come from? Who? Are they going to have brand new jobs or they're going to be taking jobs? More likely they're going to be taking jobs because, you know, you could pay them straight minimum wage. You know, you don't even have to give them raises because they can take advantage of them and things of that nature. So, yeah, of course, you know, this is what business doesn't like, a cheap labor force. Because it's not like they're going to pay them, you know, 15, 20 bucks an hour. No, they're going to pay them bottom dollar, which means people are just going to like, oh, you know, I can't afford to keep you no more. Got to let you go. And then they'll just hire on some of them.
Our call is for federal funding as well as work authorizations. And to that end, we'll take it through any means possible.
Most importantly, if you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family. You can contact the Brazilian Worker Center for more information on how you can step up if you're willing to have an additional family be part of your family.
The nerve of this bitch. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around this. Americans are barely getting by. And now you're asking them to house a whole family of people whose first actions into this country are illegal. And then, okay, if you're not fast tracking the jobs, then they're not going to be getting jobs anytime soon unless they got a job waiting for them under the table, which means they ain't getting paid shit. So if they're not working, that means you're gonna have to still go work 5 days a week, leave your house, go work hard, barely get by, and come back and got a family eating up all your food, sitting in your house, using up your water, your air condition, doing nothing. Do you believe the nerve on this bitch? The nerve on these motherfuckers to even suggest this shit. Because sponsoring a family means that you're paying for everything. You're paying for everything. The nerve of these people, man. The nerve of these people to just say, come one, come all. And if they had any common sense or common knowledge at all, they know there's not enough jobs and not enough housing for this. You need to build. That's why we have a process of, becoming legal, because you need enough jobs and you need enough housing, and you just allow everybody just flood in. There's not gonna be enough jobs, not gonna be enough housing. And the nerve of these people, like I would just give up my room that I use to make a living, to sponsor a family, to now not have a room to make a fucking living. And I know they would say, like, if you got an extra room, but like, really? And another thing is they're complete strangers. You don't know these people from a can of paint. I wouldn't allow a complete stranger family in America just to move in my fucking house. I would do like at most maybe like an exchange student, like an African exchange student or something. Or if it was like a family from Africa that came over here legally, or even a family from Mexico that came over here legally. I might well consider it for a short period of time, but they better have things in place, jobs ready to go, all types of things like that. Because what they're talking about is you just taking care of families, adopting a fucking family and taking care of a family that came over here illegally, not legally. Some of these people in these families work for narcos. They're ex-criminals, some of them. Some of them might be ex-armed robbers, drug dealers, pedophiles. You don't know. You don't know these people from a can of paint. You're just gonna let them move. The nerve of these people, man. The nerve of these people.
If you're a local official, a college president, a business owner, or a faith leader with an available building or space in your community, please work with us to offer it as a shelter site.
Hold on. I gotta stop again. This bitch had the nerve to say faith leaders. Out of all the attacking Christianity, attacking Christians that liberals and Democrats do on a day-to-day basis, because Christians won't agree with transgenderism, you got the nerve to ask them for help. What a fucking bunch of hypocrites, man. What a bunch of fucking hypocrites, man, these people are.
If you're a social service provider, please consider becoming an emergency assistance homeless shelter provider. Our resources are stretched thin there as well. And if you're a hotel or a motel owner,
well, then maybe you should stop telling people to just keep coming into the fucking country illegally if your fucking resources are stretched thin. It's that common sense approach. That's all you gotta take. Just apply to some common sense, apply some common knowledge, and there you go. Voila. But these people don't do it. They just spout these radical ideas, and when this shit happens like it does, they just spout another radical idea. Hey, everybody, why don't you just adopt a fucking family? Even though inflation is high, gas went back up. There's still products going up. There's products that just went up 29 cents recently. That's 29% increase. Come on, man. Eggs ain't went back down. Hamburger meat's expensive. Milk went up. Like some things went back down, but not much. Rent keeps going up. Rent goes up every year, and you asking people to fucking house a family, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Consider opening it up for emergency assistance. If you're a landlord or a property owner, we can use you too. We can connect you with service providers to help transition families into permanent housing. Everyone has something they can offer.
As of now, 43 hotels and motels around the state are being used.
No, we don't. Everybody don't got none we offer, because my 2 rooms are taken up. I need one to make money, and I need the other to sleep in. I mean, and then you talk about a lack of fucking privacy in your own house now. Not only are you taking care of a family, and if they got kids, you're feeding their fucking kids. They're living under your roof, using up your electricity, running your water bill up, and you got to go to work. Imagine that, man. Imagine that. That's crazy.
As emergency shelters, and just last week it was announced that a dorm at Eastern Nazarene College in Quincy would be used to shelter up to 58 families. If you are looking to help, please head to our website at wwlp.com for information on donations and how you can become a host family. Working for you at the State House in Boston, Ellen Fleming, 22 News.
Well, shit, liberals should be calling that fucking hotline like crazy, because they're the ones that wanted this. They're the ones that asked for it. They're the ones that should have to deal with the consequences of it, or at least half of the consequences of it. They shouldn't be just, pawing on Texas and Arizona and just the border states. It shouldn't just be their problem and their issue. And, I personally lived in Panama for a couple years. I love Panamanians. I like people from South America. They work hard, but I also like honest people too. And if you're coming over here legally, then you're dishonest. I don't like dishonest people. I would never house a family of dishonest people in my house. Your first action into this country is dishonest. You came here legally. You are a criminal. So you want me to house criminals, not get paid no money for it, while they eat up all my food, use up all my water, have no privacy, wake up in the morning and somebody's using up my bathroom and I can't even get my fucking bathroom. No, man. These people, this is just a radical ass crazy idea, because you had one radical crazy idea just leads to another. And these people don't think of real solutions. They just come up with radical ideas. Like people housing families, that's not a solution.
Yeah, so are these liberals, a lot of whom are limousine liberals in Massachusetts, right? The Martha's Vineyard liberals, are they going to live up to their yard signs, their Biden-Harris yard signs, and house these illegals in their place? Probably not. Again, evidence being that, again, when they showed up to Martha's Vineyard from Florida, they sent them packing, right? They sent them packing after a couple days because apparently they didn't have the resources to take care of them. So again, when the illegals,
and they don't really care. It's all about votes. It's all about turning these people into citizens. And they be like, well, we brought you to this country. We helped get you here. We deserve your vote.
Are in red states like Texas and Arizona and in Florida, illegal immigration is a net benefit, right? It's a net benefit, and they don't take up resources. It's not a strain on the social safety net. That's a right-wing white nationalist conspiracy theory, right? According to,
which is straight horseshit, because Texas, if I'm not mistaken, is like 90-something% private property. So how is that going to work? You think all these private property owners are just going to house a bunch of illegal migrant families? And we fail to realize that some of these people are working for the narcos. They're involved with organizations that are hanging people from bridges and chopping off limbs. You know, all these people aren't just the nicest people in the world, and some of them are. Some of them are just coming to get they think they're coming to get better paying jobs, but most of them are coming to get used and taken advantage of, because they're never going to get as paid as high as regular American workers. They're going to start them out from bottom, keep them at the bottom as long as they can, because they know that they're willing to work for less money than the average American, man. They know that. They know that. I'm gonna let us a little bit more what he got to say, and I mean, I really don't got to hit too much
the
about
left,
this
right?
crazy
According to
idea.
the left, this is what they say. You are espousing white supremacist talking points to say that illegals take up resources. But lo and behold, when illegals are in places like Chicago, Massachusetts, New York, Washington, D.C., they don't have any resources, right? Their resources are stretched thin, right? It's amazing how that works. It's amazing how the conspiracy theorists all of a sudden become right. The white supremacists all of a sudden are correct when it comes to the assertions that, hey, you know, houses illegals, taking care of illegals ain't free, right? You need resources. It's amazing how that is now a reality when the illegals show up to the Democrats' doorstep, right? It's amazing how that works. Again, this.
And that's it right there. He hit it on the nail. The key word he used was reality. Democrats are not living in reality. Liberals are not living in reality. They're not. They think a man can become a woman could become a man. They think all these illegal immigrants can just come in and we, you know, like have enough resources to take care of them when we can't. Like, people are already complaining about homelessness in America. And now you just bring in a bunch of illegal immigrants and make it more homelessness in America. And then you want to call on regular civilians who you've literally sold out, you know, to house these illegal immigrants so they can take their jobs. Not only house them for free, feed them for free, and possibly allow them to take their job. They put them out of a house, eat them out of a house and a home, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like, Americans don't owe illegal immigrants nothing. Nada, zilch. They shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to step up. Like I said, if they were legal, then it's a different conversation. But you now want people to house people that their first action into America is illegal. My number one, top of my list, is honesty. If you came here illegally, you're not honest. You're not honest. And I'll be damned if I would let anybody move in my apartment that I don't think is honest. So once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Paul Pickett Podcast. Another batshit crazy story where state of emergency in Massachusetts, and now they expect, I guess, people in Massachusetts to just sponsor families and adopt them and feed them and take care of them for free. For how long? I guess in forever, you know. But that's how radical people do. They just spout these radical ideas. They don't live in reality. They don't have any real solutions. They don't really apply any common sense or common knowledge. They don't think about these ideas past their own asshole, you know. So thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.